Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some topics to run through and we're going to get started. Let's go for 150 likes on this video. If you guys could help me reach that goal, I'd really appreciate it. Let's get straight into the first topic, and we've got David Ornstein with an exclusive saying Chelsea have submitted a bid to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Barcelona. Offer believed to be £15 million plus Marcos Alonso moving the opposite way. Barcelona yet to respond. Personal terms with the Gabon striker would be no issue. So there we go. We know personal terms are basically a non-issue. That's going to happen. But 15 million plus Marcos Alonso, which is what I suggested the other day. If you guys saw that video, I suggested that, rather than us letting them get Marcos Alonso for whatever fee they've offered us, why not make him part of the bargain? Because they clearly want him, and he'll be more valuable in getting this deal done because we don't want to spend a lot of money. 15 million, I think, is more than enough for a 33-year-old that they got on a free a few months ago. I think that's absolutely fair. And Marcos Alonso, if you value him at £10 million, something around there, it brings it up to about 25 million, which is close to the 30 million euros that they've been requesting. So it's an interesting one. I think this is a good offer from Chelsea. I think from what some reports I'm hearing, some that are valid, some that aren't, are suggesting that they are saying no chance Marcos Alonso gets included in this. They want a straight cash deal because of their financial situation. They need finances in rather than value in players to register their current players that they've signed, such as Jules Koundé. So I think this one is maybe a bit unlikely to be accepted simply for that fact that they need cash, which is a shame because I honestly think this would be getting a little bit of a swap deal plus 15 million is more than enough for Aubameyang. But here we go. We'll see what Barcelona say. I personally think it'll be a declined, and they want maybe 20, 22, 23 million pounds. So we'll see how it goes, but an exclusive from David Ornstein, who's been very good with Chelsea recently, so this should be fairly trustworthy. Next up, we have Wesley Fofana has no doubts since 1 month. He wants Chelsea. It's his dream move. I love to hear that. Full agreement on personal terms has been reached days ago. Now waiting for the new bid. Fofana has asked Rodgers to be left out of the Southampton game. It's confirmed, as Rob Tanner LCFC reported. So that's a Leicester City account that has reported that, and now been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. He is requested to not play that game, and players start doing this when this is the same thing that's happening with Alonso. If you've got a future transfer coming up, you don't want to play in case you get injured, and then that transfer falls through and you don't get your move. So it's a good sign for Chelsea, a very strong one. It's good that Fofana is really trying to help us out with this. Now, if he doesn't play, Brendan Rodgers and the club are going to be under a lot more questions as to why was it. And if it is because of a possible incoming transfer, then that weakens their stance, because they've said for so long he's not for sale, and Fofana's doing the good work. I'm pretty sure the only thing more he could do is a formal transfer request, but that would see him lose out on likely quite a few £1 million. So, as unlikely as that is, it's very exciting to hear that Chelsea is his dream move. I feel like recently, with Rafinha, with Koundé, all these things of us going for these players, they want to join us, and then their dream move, their dream club comes along and ruins it all for us. So it's nice to be the dream club for once. And I think Fofana, as much as this is going to cost a bomb, I've sort of come to accept that now. And as a fan, I'm just excited to see him play at the club, because he is an elite talent. Not world class yet. I've seen a lot of people sort of throw that around. He's not world class yet, but he has the potential to become so. And in this Chelsea team, at his dream club, hopefully goes on to do big things and win some big trophies. Next up, on the Anthony Gordon situation, Lampard was quoted saying, "He's our player, we need him here. Anthony has a huge value to the team, he's a key player for me. I consider him a massive player, 100% staying here. I can't assure anybody. That's naive." So that shows that there's a little bit of wobbly legs in that Everton team. They're not sure whether he's staying or going. Chelsea apparently looking to up their bid. We'll see in the next few days. We're coming into the next week whether that will actually happen. My stance on it if you've watched the videos. I'm not crazy keen on it. I understand that he's a good defensive forward because he presses and tracks back and all that sort of stuff, but for me the end product just isn't there. The dribbling ability can be decent at times for him, I do have to admit that, But I feel like we're just getting another player like a Ziyech, like a Pulisic, like a Timo Werner that can do certain things well, but ultimately isn't going to get us goals, and goals win games. So it's good to see that Lampard and Everton are feeling a little wobbly on this one. They're not sure he's staying, but I'm not convinced by him personally. Then we have an update from Fabrizio Romano again, saying West Ham are finally closing on a deal for Emerson Palmieri with Chelsea. Club's prepared to seal the agreement for 13 million plus 2 million add-ons fee. Permanent deal with Emerson, discussing personal terms. There's some details to be clarified over the weekend before it gets done. So Chelsea's stance of 20 million, of course that's come down a bit, and we're looking at about 15 million. I think that's actually decent for a player like Emerson that everyone knows wants to leave, isn't going to have a future at the club. It makes sense. A good player. I honestly do think this guy is a good player and could have maybe worked at some point at Chelsea, but it just hasn't quite worked out. I wish him all the best though. If he does go to West Ham, I'll be excited to watch him play, except when it's against us, because I actually think he's kind of a quality player. Then an update on the Trevor Chalobah situation, and it says that he has many clubs interested to take him on loan. As Simon Phillips reported on Thursday's live blog, Aston Villa are one of them, Stevie G spearheading that. And you can see this quote saying, "As I reported, I expect him to go out on loan when Wesley Fofana is signed. One of the clubs who have confirmed solid interest is Aston Villa." And as much as I don't really think Aston Villa are going to amount to much this year, I do think that could be a decent club for him, stepping down from the spotlight of Chelsea FC and playing at mid to maybe Europa spots. I don't know if they're going to reach that this year. Could be very good for him. So I hope that he stays. I think there is game time for him if he does, but if he doesn't, a Premier League loan to a club like Aston Villa wouldn't be the worst thing. Then we have confirmation from Thomas Tuchel that he's now in concrete negotiations with Chelsea to extend his contract. He says there are talks, yes. My people talk to the owners and take care of everything else. You know how glad I am to be here and how much I like it. So that's a really nice quote. I would, given what Tuchel's been through with all the sanctions and all this sort of stuff, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was like, you know what, I just wanted to manage. I didn't want to deal with all of this sort of stuff. So I'm glad to see that he is still excited by this Chelsea job and wants to extend his contract. He's currently got until about 2024, so a good 2 years. It's possible that is extended to about 2026 would be my guess, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I back Tuchel. I think if we're going to get anywhere near Man City, Liverpool, it's going to be via him. I can't think of anyone else in world football that I'd rather have, in all honesty. So on this one, very happy myself, and it's good to see that he is, excited by it. And if they're talking about it in public, that probably means they're quite close to an agreement. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, notification bell, and you'll never miss a future video. Don't forget, we're going for 150 likes on this one, so please hit that button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.